This time tomorrow, former President Donald Trump is expected to appear in a D.C. courtroom after being indicted on 4 criminal charges for his efforts to overturn the 2020 election. Fox 5's Linda Schmidt joins us now with the latest. And Linda, we know what Trump thinks about this indictment, but how is his legal team getting ready for tomorrow?
Yeah, hi there, Natasha. Well, first of all, his defense strategy right now in this case is already taking shape, as you can imagine. His defenders saying that the former president's speech is protected by the First Amendment and that he cannot be prosecuted for it. Former President Donald Trump is dealing with a mountain of legal troubles. Yesterday's indictment, the most serious. He is accused of trying to block the peaceful transfer of power after he lost the 2020 election by lying and claiming that he won, and inspiring his supporters to violently attack the Capitol.
The Department of Justice has remained committed to ensuring accountability for those criminally responsible for what happened that day.
It is alleging basically that Trump provided some sort of disinformation campaign, that he knew that the election was not stolen.
Trump's lawyers are using freedom of speech to defend the former president and attack the Biden administration.
It's the first time that a sitting president is attacking a political opponent on First Amendment grounds and basically making a criminal to state your position.
And some Republicans are defending Trump, who is their presidential frontrunner in the 2024 race.
They know President Trump's mind. I didn't know they were mind readers because they kept saying he knowingly knew that his claims were false.
Former Vice President Mike Pence, who is running for president, appearing at a state fair in Indiana, but making no mention of the indictment, instead focusing on his campaign message.
I think this country's in a lot of trouble. I think President Joe Biden has weakened this country at home and abroad.
But Pence did have harsh words. Writing in a statement, the indictment serves as an important reminder. Anyone who puts himself over the Constitution should never be president of the United States. Our Constitution is more important than any one man's career. In the meantime, Trump is thanking his supporters on his social media platform, Truth Social. I have never had so much support on anything before. And by the way, if Trump is convicted in this case, or any other case for that matter, it would not prevent him from running for president or even serving as president. Natasha, back over to you.
All right, Linda, thank you.